What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. You know it is time for the World Rundown, hosted by me, SERG, VICENTE, and my sister from another mister, none other than Miss Drade. Miss Drade, what is going on? Welcome to the show.
Hello. It's Tuesday. We are here. Yes.
Yes, we are here, and everybody who is watching live right now, thank you so much for watching on the fastest growing YouTube page in all of combat sports. We are talking about the Scrap News. Check out the Scrap News for the absolute best, and honestly, that's the most ethical, the dopest in combat sports media, man. So go ahead and check them out as well. Check out the Scrap News. All right, moving right along. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today, Dre, and so we're gonna let the people know. Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about. We're gonna recap everything that happened with Crown Jewel. It actually was a show this time. We weren't sure if it was actually going to happen, but it actually did happen. Everyone got home safe. Thank goodness. So we'll go ahead and recap Crown Jewel. We'll also talk about Monsters and Giants versus Flippy Floppers. Monsters and Giants versus Flippy Floppers. So we'll be talking about that. And is Keith Lee going heel? So just a couple of things we're going to go ahead and talk about today. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. Dre, first of all, how was your weekend? How was everything? And did you watch Crown Jewel?
Yeah, the weekend was good. Did I watch Crown Jewel? Yes. And shout out to me in this highlighter yellow and pink. I'm feeling real cute. I look a little cute today. Just real quick. Just check me out. I had to check myself out real quick. No, it's been a fun, crazy week and weekend for myself. But I did watch Crown Jewel, and dare I say, I think this is probably one of the better, if not the best, Crown Jewels. This is the one that this felt less like a glorified house show than the other ones have.
Okay.
You know, we like to stay away from the ethical our ethical opinions about doing business with.
Absolutely. We'll keep politics on this one aside for today. Correct. Because the event went off without a hitch.
Yes, everybody's there and everybody's home and everybody's safe. We was last week. We was over here booking alternatives.
Hey, and there were amazing alternatives.
Right. But luckily everybody everything went off without a hitch, you know, and it was a fun show. I think it was a fun show. I think in real life, it was a show of two halves. I think it maybe there's some interesting points some boring-ish points or points that matches that maybe didn't need to go as long as they did. But that's the situation with all of these shows. Every premium live event is a match or two that we think could have saved a couple, minutes off or whatever. But I feel like I want to skip to this. We might as well just talk about it.
Well, we're gonna talk about the main event.
Do you want to do it? Do we dare say this out loud?
Well, look, I'll be the one to say it. I'm going to talk about the main event because it was one of those that having a star, let's say, a celebrity come in there, this is the perfect type of show for that. The Saudi show is definitely a show for that. They're going to eat it up. Right. That's a great way to headline it with the biggest star in the sport. Makes perfect sense. I understood it. We understood the assignment when they started it. They've done a decent enough job to build it up. I mean, but the bloodline has, we've seen it, wreck shop running through everybody. Quality cinema we're seeing over here from the bloodline. It's incredible. But I think with it being Logan, everybody saw Logan Paul's first few matches. We saw what he did with The Miz. And I think everybody already said, he can go. We understood he can go. But with how dominant Roman has been, beating Brock Lesnar, beating,
everyone that you could possibly name.
Everybody we can name. Everybody on the roster.
He's the top.
How could you let essentially this outsider be the one to stop this historic streak? Right? That's the question. How can we do that?
I think as fans, though, may I jump in real fast?
Please, absolutely,
I think as fans, we knew this is one of those matches where we knew the outcome. There was literally no way Logan Paul was going to be the Universal WWE champ of everything. We know that,
right.
now how we got from A to B, A to Z, I should say, is really what we matter. We were really looking to be sports entertained, right? And I think
thoroughly,
like that's what we were looking for. And I mean, I don't think you could have done that any better. I think we were very sports entertained. And
you
couldn't have done. I don't think it could have gone any better.
The Logan Paul needs all the credit in the world.
Dude
went out here, and I'm talking about did a buckshot lariat better than Hangman Hitman himself. I mean,
we love
the
Hangman
explosion.
over here. Oh my God,
he definitely did it better than CM Punk. But the explosion in which Logan Paul from the flip, the way he exploded through Roman Reigns. And also, look, everyone's giving a lot of props to Logan Paul, deservingly so, because Logan went out there and for a celebrity, I mean, look, this dude tore up his knee. He did all kinds of stuff.
I mean, all the CLs is broken.
He did. Oh, yeah. He tore his ACL. Yeah, he tore his ACL. He's out of here. Yeah. He tore his ACL and he is out of here. Right?
ACL. Tore all that up.
Right. And it sucks. But one thing he did definitely get was the respect, I think, of the community.
Oh, absolutely.
And definitely give salute to him. But also we cannot forget we have to give Roman so much credit. Roman, that's just one time for the tribal chief.
We're going to always
one
salute
time
and acknowledge our tribal chief around here.
For him to go out there and to be able to be that believable with essentially a novice, as athletic and how amazing. I mean, that one clip where Buddy has the phone, it was like, Roman, we're going viral, and he goes out there and jumps. It's like it was nuts.
And like
that's what we thought was like it was.
I mean, and that's why they book him.
Moment.
That's why you book. That's why WWE books Logan
wild athletic. And first of all,
do that
salute to the Paul brothers. Those dudes are sports entertainers, okay?
Man.
That is their lane. Sports entertainment is the Paul brothers lane. But look, the match was wildly entertaining.
It was so
arguably
fun.
The best match of the night.
It was fun. I mean, you can
everything
argue
you wanted.
You can argue that it was overbooked but at the same time, it's like the bloodline is the bloodline. Like Roman got the entire bloodline, and so of course Logan's gonna have a crew. Like he has to. It's just part of. It's just. It's part of the course.
His boys, time of their lives.
Yeah.
Time of their lives getting beat up by the Usos.
Oh my
goodness, they're having a blast. It
was
hardly keep the smile off their faces.
For real,
it's hilarious. Oh my gosh, like they're like loving every second of it.
Can I also shout out? You were talking about Roman Reigns one more time, but I do want to shout out like the fact that man, like they really told the story of Logan needing to land that one punch or whatever, right?
One lucky shot. It's all he needed.
And Roman sold that daggone punch literally all the way up the ramp after the show. Like, can we just talk about cinema? Okay,
come on. Come on,
like you
the
said,
tribal chief and the
cinema.
Usos, man, the bloodline, they are giving you quality.
Do they got Emmys for wrestling? Because they give it to them. Because
especially what they've been doing with Sami Zayn recently. Yo, give them boys an Emmy.
Give them a Slammy. Give it to them. Yeah, that was really fun. Now, I know you said that might be your match of the night. Do you have a secondary or third?
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie to you. There were actually in terms of actual wrestling and shenanigans and sports entertainment, which I love all of the above. This was actually a relatively fun and a good card. It felt like a premium live event. Watching, salute to the generational talent that is Bianca Belair. Going out there and putting on retaining her belt, which I didn't think she was gonna do. And go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Retaining her belt against Bayley, which I didn't think they were gonna let her do.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
To have that type of no DQ type of match, and salute to the WWE that are now starting to allow the ladies to have these type of epic type of no DQ matches. Exactly, the spectacles, driving the golf carts into the people. And look, WWE, if the golf cart is not in the game as a weapon in some way, shape, or form, you need to do it now. Okay?
They always
it
find
has
a way.
to happen.
I think the golf cart. I don't say it began during the Thunderdome era, but I do
The way
recall
Roman ran over Kevin Owens. Come on.
I do recall Kevin Owens.
The beginning of the Tribal Chief. You know what I'm saying? So
it was fun. I really I enjoyed the Bianca Bailey match as well. I was also surprised that Bianca was able to retain, but happy about that. Damage control, though. Can we talk about damage control?
Look, let's stay on the positives. Let's stay on the positives for a second. Let's say we gonna bring it to them because I do want to talk about damage control, but I want to keep with the positive vibes at first.
You know what? You're right. Positive vibes.
You know what I'm saying? I do want to talk about. I want to talk about one of my favorite things going on in pro wrestling right now is the Judgment Day. Yes. Judgment Day and the OC go out there and do what they do. You have a lot of high quality, performers going out there performing, and you had a lot of the moments that you want. Again, my boy Dom is doing a great job of kind of being the little snaky, like not that good, he's playing it up, right? That he's not as good as he is, and he's kind of like, getting beat up, but then just getting by, and then he he's getting like the big moment, right? So he's playing that really well right now. And then, I mean, what can I say about Ferg?
Ferg never misses, man. Like even when he misses, he never misses for real. Like he's just a technical wonder. We've argued that he is one of the best technical wrestlers in the game right now.
Yep.
Him and Bryan Danielson,
influential professional wrestlers in the game today.
Like
if you want to question that, right now they're literally having the Judgment Day versus the OC, which is what the Bullet Club, which they had to bring up on the broadcast, which was surprising as hell.
Yes.
And think about that, what with the association with the Bullet Club and New Japan. So come on, man. We're talking about somebody who has literally touched every realm, the world of pro wrestling. He's doing that with a guy who kind of did it with him in AJ Styles.
Right.
So those guys, it was great. It was all great. The storyline, really having Rhea Ripley, with her shenanigans, she is continually being used perfectly with this group.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what happened, maybe the equalizer for the OC, but we will talk about that later. But again, how did you like that match?
Yeah, it did what it needed to do. I think I don't even think they ever got out of second or third gear even. Like I feel like there's so much more in the tank with all of them, which is good. Like they gave us a very passable sounds like I'm being mean about it, but I'm not at all. They gave us a very passable match to get through Crown Jewel so that we can get to whatever the epicness, I don't know, maybe War Games that, whatever, might be going down next, which is going to be, I think, the epic joint. Right. And so that's going to be great. They did plant some seeds though yesterday with, that's with Seth, Ferg, and AJ. I mean, a Seth Ferg AJ triple threat would bang so hard it doesn't even make sense. That needs to happen.
Seth, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles match. First of all, I don't think they've ever done a triple threat like that before.
Not them three, no.
Not the three of them together.
Each other, but not.
But
together.
it would be such a high quality match. And here's the thing: the only one that I'm certain won't win is AJ Styles.
See, but you know what? I'm not, because what better way to get a Ferg Seth feud for real cracking is if they both lose.
Well, and that's why Paul Heyman said you were the best in the business. And right there. Okay, so that was another great solid match. One match I want to let me see. Any other matches that were decent that really stood out? What do I have? Usos, the Brawling Brutes, always gonna put on a decent match. Usos don't put out a bad match. It sounded like what happened? No, it just sounded like Jay might have had his wrist broken, but it seems like he's okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if that's a kayfabe injury, or if that's like if he's clearly, I don't say clearly, he might have something going down, but it might not be what you're saying it is. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still cleared to wrestle. So it's interesting. Whatever it is, it's a really nice storyline wrinkle to add to, because they got a really big title defense happening this Friday. So that's a very lovely storyline wrinkle to go ahead and sprinkle down. Absolutely. Whether it's a real injury or not. I have a thought about what I think might potentially happen on Friday, but we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
When we talk about Raw, in a second. But I think I wanted to just give the Brawling Brutes some love, because if you recall, several months ago, we did not think very highly of the Brawling Brutes. One time for Sheamus for literally turning that group all the way around. And
it single-handedly putting on banger after banger after banger. He went out there literally, I mean, Sheamus turned the clock back, out here looking like he going out here against John Cena, working cats. I mean, I have not seen him look like this in years. And what, 3 out of the top 6 matches of the year contenders?
Oh, really?
Arguably.
Now? Talk to him. It is November. We can start chatting about those things, huh?
Maybe. But seriously, arguably, if we really think about it,
there's an
argument for at least 2
that both of them Gunther matches could.
That's what I'm saying. There's argument for at least 2. And he put on a great match with Drew also.
Drew McIntyre. Dagnammit, so he's had a very great year.
He's had a great year. And let's not talk about all his role in the Brawling Brutes.
That's what I was gonna say.
After, like you said, he used, after Botch went out there and hurt Biggie. I mean, everyone, I thought they should have disbanded. I was like, get rid of the group. Who cares? Yeah. We don't want to see him. But they must have seen something in him, because they kept him right there, though. They kept him right there.
Yes. And to his credit, he's completely stepped up to the plate. And thank God again for Triple H kind of, his creative to be new to creative and to see something that's not working, but to still stick with it and just make some minor tweaks so that it can work, because you do see what could work in it.
Sure.
That is not an easy thing creatively to do in anything, right? Mm-hmm. And what we do, in script writing and in entertainment, and then of course on the wrestling ring, right? It's hard to kind of pick to see that the good in the thing is actually can actually overcome whatever missteps have been had, especially when it's already been presented. And so Pete Dunne, Butch being Pete Dunne essentially, and not necessarily having to say anything, right? To just show it, just to show the adjustment back to what we as fans who knew him as Pete Dunne wanted to see. If you are a new fan and didn't even know him as Pete Dunne, you're just seeing a character develop.
Yep.
So it works on both ways. And then and how that version of the character works better with his partner. And then you throw Sheamus on there as the veteran in their crew. It really is something that Sheamus was not even at Crown Jewel, right? Homie's on his honeymoon because he just got married. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even there, and it still felt like a very important, cool match. It felt great, and it was good to see, and it was good to watch. Obviously, the Usos. I don't think they have it in them to do bad matches. I've never seen it.
They really put on their closing sequences recently, this past year, are amazing. And obviously they're twins, so they have chemistry.
That communication is communicating.
They know exactly what the other one's gonna do.
Absolutely.
And I really feel like they have even more so now fallen into their own characters even more.
Yes.
I feel like, and it's really, really cool to see. And really quick, doesn't Solo just look like this era's Umaga?
I think that is by design. Shout out to their uncle Umaga. It's so dope. It's so dope to see. I'm I come from a great family, so maybe this is just why it sticks to your
Yeah.
stuff. You know, I love to see they have built, and I don't know what I'm gonna mess it up. They family. I know I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I believe so also.
With respect, y'all. Respect.
With respect. Mad respect.
Please. Like they have built such an amazing legacy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to see it
absolutely.
continue this way, and like, I mean, we're on fourth-ish generations at this point, right? Like, it is just really cool.
I mean,
to
shit,
see.
Ava Rain is just coming up in NXT now. I mean, that's
Like,
a whole other generation.
Body, you know, like it's just great to see that, and it's the highest level, like it's the highest level of the game, like they're doing and playing, and even like the Usos, I'm gonna call it the bloodline version of the Usos, right? Like that's been building for some years, even before Roman became the tribal chief. So that's been building, right? And just to see the nuances in those characters has been just really fun to watch. And then and like you said, Solo looking like this generation's Umaga.
Really
it's just a wonder. Instead of very easily, he could have just been the third Uso, right? Easily.
Right.
That would have been easy. That would have been easy to do. You know, he's a younger brother. You know, that would have been easy to do. But instead, he went. I feel that's closer to the Roman route. Roman is not the Usos, but he's them, but he ain't them.
Yeah. Yep.
And Solo is them, but he ain't them. And like it's just nice to see how it's cohesive. It works as a team, as the bloodline. But once they eventually spread back off and out, which hopefully will be for a while, because this story got all kinds of legs.
There's so many legs right now.
But once it does split off, it's still going to work on its own. And even while they're together, their pieces still have an own. They still have an individuality to them. Is what I'm trying to say, which is really, really great to see. It's so fun. It's so fun. I love. I mean, It's so
speaking of Solo, he and Gunther are going to have great matches for years. Him and Gunther, and then that's going to be the Intercontinental title. Like eventually, if we keep the bloodline going, that might be where he gets it.
I have a theory about Friday.
Speaking of theory, man, they just
are we going to go to Raw? Are we going to Raw?
Done? Like, let's just because, like, I do have other, because I want to talk about Monsters and Giants versus Flippy Floppers. We could talk about that in a second, but. Yo, whatever, man. We just flow into it right now. Is Theory done? Is the question. And I have to say that. And look, he is in a short but prestigious lineage of people who have won the Money in the Bank and have not closed. And it is led by one of the greatest, if not the greatest, not my personal greatest, but one of the greatest of all time, John Cena. Then you have Corbin. And now you have Theory or Austin Theory.
John Cena lost the Money in the Bank contract?
Yes, he did.
Are you sure? I thought I thought he beat Damian Sandow for the Money in the Bank.
I'm pretty sure. And like I said, I am just responding. Please go ahead and check. I think I am correct on this.
You might be right. Because you might be right. Before I check, I mean, I'll check on that eventually. But is Theory done? I want to answer your question. No. And I'm going to tell you why.
Is this a bad look?
No, I don't think so. I think people are going to overreact as they always do. They don't like the fact that he tried to cash in on a secondary title. They don't like the fact that he lost.
I thought he should have cashed it in on an NXT title.
I love that I love the whole sequence of the cash in from last night. I absolutely love it. That is the one thing I actually did get to watch live. Live, because I did turn it on very, very late last night. I was like, oops, I missed all of Raw. But I loved that sequence, and I'll tell you why. That's chaos. We love it's good. It was so many things. We've been talking about the dovetailing of storylines since Triple H joined it, right?
Yes.
That entire main event / cash in / oh my goodness shenanigans was nothing but dovetailing different storylines all into one.
For sure. For sure.
Austin Theory is not done, because if he was done, they wouldn't have showcased him as much as they did. Even though he's been losing or whatever, he wouldn't be cutting promos and doing those backstage interviews. And he had a win, I believe, last night against who'd he beat? He beat Cedric Alexander, Benjamin. We'll talk about the quiet reforming of the Hurt Business.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that.
Not so quiet.
Right.
Also here for it.
Go here for it.
Like, so he's not, you can't say he's done. And I think those of us who've watched wrestling long enough know that he's not done. They just need to get that daggone briefcase off of him so we can be over that. They were like, we're over this. We need to be over that. And we need to just kind of, there was to me, a soft reset of a lot of things last night. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
In like the beginning of the end for some things. Damage Control, Bianca, or Damage Control Bailey and Bianca and them. That was the beginning of the end of that. Which, for sure, War Games will finish that off. Thank God.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, I think he's not done. It's gonna be, but I could see him going down to NXT at least till Rumble.
Wouldn't be a bad thing for him. I don't know. I think he's somebody, put him in something with, against Grayson Waller over there or something like that. I think that'd be a great thing. And it's a great way to make him favorable again. Get some big wins, because if anyone is more detestable than Theory, it might be Grayson Waller. He's one of those guys.
Or they'd be a really dope tag team.
But they'd be an amazing tag team. Actually, that might be even better way to pair them together and bring them back up, just wreaking havoc. And realistically, they're both huge and good enough performers that they could be a threat of a team.
I got it.
What's up?
That's the Miz's new faction.
Oh my God, that would be an incredible faction. Oh my goodness, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Miz, Grayson Waller,
me the fuck up.
What?
Yes, that's it.
Have that happen.
It makes so much sense.
That would be fun. It's going to be goofy and it's not going to be for everybody, but who cares? Like, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
and have them just be annoying to everybody. Are you serious? That'd be great.
Seriously. No, it would be amazing. I would love every second of it. But that was decent. You did mention this, so we could go ahead and talk about it. So Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar had a match, and I think the match, even though Brock Lesnar won, which I think a lot of people thought was going to happen, it didn't happen in the way they thought it was going to end up happening, because it was kind of Bobby Lashley kind of throwing them around a little bit. And which it was, first of all, nobody takes a bump better than Brock Lesnar. Goodness gracious.
When he wants to sell, Brock will give you that theater, okay?
He has to like you, so he must really fuck with Bobby. Like, that's all I kept on saying. For him to make himself look weak, he must really like you. Yeah. And he and Bobby must be buddies. But it has to be granted, they've been in the business forever. They've known each other forever. I think it's, they're both wrestlers, they're both fighters, they probably have a profound respect for one another, you know what I mean? So I'm sure Brock had a moment, was like, if I could help put this dude over, I'm here for it, and still win. Cool, let's do it.
I think the only reason Brock went over is because it was in Crown Jewel. I think that was one of those things where, like, that was a political thing, right? But if there was a different PLE, the way the story seems to be going, but
you know what? It made sense, and I love that fact that he's turning heel, and like we said, you had Cedric Alexander, who went up against, had a little backstage dig with Theory, and you forget how good he is. Cedric been in here, and then he has this, like, he's angry, right? And then you have, what's it called, the other Alexander? What's my man's name? Cedric.
Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin. We got Shelton, who is fantastic in his own right, and he was even on TV, and he got squashed again.
Can we talk real quick? Yes, I gotta give some Shelton Benjamin love. Shelton Benjamin
is very good, very talented,
is extremely good at wrestling. Yes. And he did not get his due in them early 2000s when he was first there. He was stuck in these goofy joints when they had Miss Thea being his mama and all that. Like, we'll pretend it never happened.
We won't pretend. Remember those times.
We'll pretend it never happened. But the matches.
Remember, he also went to college with Brock. He's one of Brock's buddies.
but the matches that man put on, even in the midst of that
Yep.
foolishness, was
Yep.
still fantastic, right? He has wrestled Shawn Michaels. When Shawn was hit the peak of his powers, like you know what I'm saying?
First of all, he has one of the most legendary bumps from a Sweet Chin music.
Literally,
he goes
it's on
out there
every
and
list
tries
you
to
would look
do it.
at.
Absolutely, it's
Everyone.
fantastic.
And he still is that good. And so that's the thing. Like, so I do want to give Shelton Benjamin his props and his flowers, because that man is amazing. And he's also kind of like Kofi. I think he's really, really good at turning it up when the lights are on him and he needs to turn it up. But he's very much the guy who's going to put the light on everybody else in the segment with him. And like, I love that, because you need people like that to make the whole thing work. Bring back the Hurt Business, period.
I think it's happening.
It looks like they were sprinkling it to us last night. I'm with it. Bobby, first of all, that was heel Bobby Lashley. That one, the one we saw last night on Raw, and
I'm here for it. I'm here. You guys, you know I like me a good heel. Like I've been wanting everybody to turn heel. I want Ricochet to turn heel. I swear
they'll give show Ricochet, full of heels. They'll
give Ricochet a title run if you turn heel.
It's so, and I'm in.
You tell me you don't give me an arrogant Ricochet running around there. He won't be.
Ricky.
Make him just as obnoxious as Seth Rollins. Come on.
Make him Ricky Starks is what you're saying?
Yes.
It works. It's the same. It's terrible, but it works. Now. I love my Kentucky brethren. Ricky
AEW, put Ricky Starks on my television, please.
Oh, he's back though. Y'all didn't catch. He was back. He had a promo, and
I know he had a little promo. I need to see him.
And Will Hobbs is back, so we lit. We back.
Hobbs out here crushing.
Back outside. Yeah. Look, I love what I think they're hopefully doing with Bobby Lashley, and like we're reforming the Hurt Business, and then you add MVP, and then you add Omos to the Hurt Business. What?
Which is going to be interesting. First of all, oh my God, you put all them together, suited and
like,
booted.
You know
Come
me,
on,
and
I need that faction in my life.
I'm always the person who's trying to stray away from just putting all the brothers in the thing together. But
this one works. When it works, it works.
Go ahead. Let our Nigerian giant brethren put on a suit.
And speaking of our Nigerian, he put on the best performance of his career. One time for Omos. Went out there. He, from what I understand from the dirt sheets, is saying in behind closed doors, people are extremely happy with his progress as a performer, the way he moves and everything. And I mean, between him versus Braun Strowman, let's be real, he kind of kicked Braun Strowman's ass. Like he really threw him around.
It was literally Bobby Brock too. It was the same match.
Exact same match.
People, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately similar results, right? But whatever the results are the results. It was exactly what it needed to be. Big meat and mid slapping meat. It was that, and it didn't overstay its welcome. It did what it needed to do. It did really make everybody look at Omos like, oh, sir, you've been practicing. You look great. Yeah. The confidence
new fit is great.
Yes, and I love the talking, the ish talking to the camera, and to he's becoming
he's starting to find his character. I honestly, I think hanging out with MVP probably helps. I think he's probably helped him find a little confidence, a little swagger to him, but his vision, it seems like it's finally coming together. Like I thought this is the first time I thought his costume, his fit, whatever you want to call it, was dope. I was like, hoodie poncho thing was dope.
Yeah, it was. I've always been Team Omos. I just think under the last regime, I think he was not placed in the best spaces to succeed. I think he is now being placed in a space to succeed, which is great. Like he's somebody who doesn't need to be going for anybody's titles. He needs to have those spectacle matches like the one he just had with Braun.
For sure. And great. You know what? Being an amazing heavy.
Yes.
That's what it needs to be. He needs to
Yes.
do that, and then because think about this. You put them in the Hurt Business, essentially having MVP being the Hurt Business is Paul Heyman, right?
Right.
You have that. He's the mouthpiece. Like think about it. Literally, you can have them against the Bloodline. You can have them against Judgment Day. You can have them against the OC. You can have them against so many people, and then you can have individual people. I mean, that means you have Shelton Benjamin and Buddy going out there as tag teams, wreaking havoc, and with the more of an edge. You know what I'm saying? So you have a new tag team monsters running around.
Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a tag team match. Give it to me, please. Thank you.
Fantastic match.
I will watch that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have obviously Bobby versus Finn is always great. You know, I mean, and then you have Omos versus
Omos and Omos and Shelton maybe versus the OC.
Exactly. Oh, that's a great match. That's a great match.
You know you've got or the whole thing. OC, AJ, the Good Brothers and AJ versus Shelton.
It works.
Omos. You know what I'm saying? You don't even then because Bobby can be free to do other stuff, but there's still a faction.
Do you think it's because Triple H is from the era of where there were a bunch of great factions, and I think he likes factions, so he's happy putting them all together?
Factions are what made the Attitude Era that. We had the NWO, we had the DX, and everybody in
Nation
between.
And Domination.
Nation and Domination. We had what TNA or was what was it? Was Albert and Tess with Trish, the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys,
the Brood.
Brood. You know, there were just that whole decade. Essentially was just full of groups, and some of them were more successful than others, but it was still a bunch of groups, and they got a whole bunch of people on TV.
And that's the thing, and it's one thing we're starting to see is how all of them start to intertwine and interact, right?
Correct.
And and it's cool to be able to see people bumping into each other. You're seeing, Bianca and Rhea crossing paths and just kind of like looking at each other, like setting up little nuggets for later. Like they're doing really cool shit right now.
Low-key,
which I
appreciate. That at Mania. I know it was kind of
that should be
Charlotte, but you can give me Rhea versus Bianca at Mania.
And one time for Mia Kim making it, and speaking of OC and Judgment Day. Mia Yim. My bad. I said Kim, didn't I? Mia Yim.
Yes, you did.
Shout out to Mia Yim coming back out there. Yes, my apologies. Truly. Shout out to her. Great addition to the OC.
Yes, and, the other half of Keith Lee. We are fan. We are a fan of that whole household. We love them.
Absolutely. So to be able to have them or her out there, and then to have her being that counterpiece to Rhea, I think that's great. I think that's awesome. Absolutely. I think that's cool to see. I'm excited about that one. All right, let's talk about it.
We doing it?
Let's talk about the Damage Control.
Oh boy!
Look, and also, I mean, Bianca and them, right?
Alexa Bliss and Asuka. We love
Asuka. And Io Sky had a really dope segment last night. That was cool. Where they just went at it in Japanese back and forth. That was fun.
That was a great segment.
That was a great segment. Great segment. And I hope that, like I said, Trips has been able to tweak certain things. I hope he's able to tweak this eventually because it's not working. Also, having them lose titles to gain the titles to lose, it just didn't make sense. I don't know. I'm just not liking the way that it's just something is missing. What is it that's missing?
I think the hot potato of the tag titles was simply because they needed a title change at Crown Jewel. That was the only title change that happened at Crown Jewel. Okay. And they weren't gonna beat Roman. They weren't gonna beat the Usos. Nope. And I don't think any other titles were on the line. You know what I mean? So other than the women's tag, so they decided to do a little hot potato moment because the powers that be said they needed a title change off the show. So I'm going to attempt to breeze by that. We're just going to pretend that never happened, right?
Okay.
Annoying.
I'm cool with that.
We have to, because at the end, because
Yeah.
it's just it has already damage control so many
Mhm.
already.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be nicer to them because they're great wrestlers. I
Well, their
love
performances aren't a problem. I think that
at
it's
all.
the choice of storyline for them
It's
is
it's
what
it's
makes it.
the
And again, it's just a little tweak. What is the tweak?
yeah.
Judgment Day got a tweak. What is their tweak?
I think the addition of Nikki Cross is going to be extremely helpful.
I agree.
Shout
I
out
agree.
to Nikki Cross being Nikki Cross. That's great. I think that is a fabulous start. And then this whole this War Games at Survivor Series match is going to be really fun. Whatever, I believe the poster has Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and then 2 empty positions. We have 2 mystery partners.
Two mystery partners.
Yeah, we have a preference on who we would like for that to be.
I know who I'd prefer.
But and then we
would
also
like to see Boss Glove. We would.
We would like Boss Glow to be those 2 empty positions.
Yeah.
Period.
And Rhea Ripley be the one up top. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see Rhea Ripley on damage control side, and on the other side you have Sasha Naomi. That would be the ideal situation.
Got Bailey, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, what's her face, Nikki Cross, and they have a mystery opponent person for that side of things, for the heel side of things. So one mystery on the heel, 2 mysteries on the face. We're hoping on the face side it's Boss Glow, it's Sasha and Naomi, and then for the heel side, you're saying Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
I like that decision. Also, I also could see it being a returning Charlotte.
I can see that too.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that. No,
now,
that makes sense.
Alternatives for the face side would be this is Gargano. What's Johnny Gargano's? Yes. I am so terrible. What is that girl's name?
No idea.
I do know her name. I am horrible. Her and oh my gosh, I'm so terrible. My brain. How dare I forget that poor woman's name?
We appreciate you telling your friends about this channel, and what? We will eventually get them here. So appreciate you and stuff.
Candice LeRae is that girl's name. She is an amazing wrestler, and I'm so sorry, Candice, that I could not think of your name. Candice LeRae, I think, is a fun choice for the face side because in storyline, Damage Control injured her on camera, and that's why she's been gone. So that would be an interesting, that could work too, right? I just can't. And then Mia Yim.
Yep, that was the other one. Yeah, it could definitely be her.
So I think that's I think that is a great, option B. It's not our preference, right? Because we want Sasha Banks and we want Naomi back.
It'll be all right.
But I think that is a more than fine face team to go against,
it would be fun, and for that, and then maybe you could, I don't know, regardless, I cannot wait to see Sasha Naomi back, and it seems like they have both kind of been hinting towards that recently. So we will see. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Before we transition over to AEW really quick, even though there's not much over there I want to talk about, it's been quiet there, which we really do appreciate. So I really do appreciate. Yeah, we do. And y'all just putting on good wrestling, bringing up Shibata and stuff like that out here. Putting on banger of matches and stuff. Like, we appreciate all that. Getting Rick Ross putting on the performance of his lifetime.
AEW being the hip hop promotion, like
accusations. That part. Come on, man. Gotta love that. Gotta love the boss, Rick Ross. Everything they got going on over there is fantastic. Swerve, kidnapping folks, all kinds of mad. I mean, so AEW doing great. Seems like we're gonna get a four-way match for the shot at the title with Ricky Stark. Who else? There's a few other the dude from the firm.
Oh, Ethan
Help
Page.
me out.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
Not to be confused with Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page, the bigger one.
Page, yes.
The dude who does not do the buckshot lariat.
That is Ethan Page. So we've got Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, and I think we've got I think there's a tournament for all of this. So the tournament, I believe that begins tomorrow. Because we got Eddie Kingston is fighting.
That's what it was. Eddie Kingston's the other one.
Yeah, he's fighting. So we have that whole tournament that's happening.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. I love a tournament.
It's gonna be fun. I
love a good tournament. Because I think that again gets lots of people on TV. So I'm always a fan of a good tournament. I have the brackets right here for the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament.
Yes.
So tomorrow, Eddie Kingston versus Ethan Page in round 1. On Friday at Rampage, we have Bandito versus Roosh. That's going to be a great match. And then on Friday,
by the way, we can't just go over that. Bandito is officially signed by AEW.
Oh, he's all elite.
He is all elite now.
That's the graphic.
And he was somebody that actually WWE wanted. And when they actually reached out to get him was because they were watching him when he made his match against Jericho. They were watching that on Dynamite. And during his match, they called him and said, "Hey, you want to become the WWE?
Can we get a meeting?"
Dude's only like 29 years old, man. Like he can go. He is really good. So, but he does seem to fit more in AEW style. I could admit that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say now because anything can kind of fit in WWE right now, which is the great place to be.
Great place to be. Yeah.
But yeah, our brackets are Eddie Kingston versus Ethan Page, Bandito versus Roosh, Lance Archer versus Pretty Ricky Starks, Brian Cage versus Dante Martin. So when glancing at this, I think our final 4 is probably gonna be, I think Ethan is gonna beat Eddie.
Yep.
I think Bandito might beat Roosh. I think actually that might be a toss-up. But I think Bandito,
because they had Roosh lose his first match to Jericho. I don't see them having their big signing to take. Yeah, I think Roosh takes the L.
Nice. And then Lance Archer versus Ricky Starks. Real quick, I love me some Lance Archer. I think Lance Archer is great, and I'm about ready for Lance Archer to be the big old monster, the Murder Hawk monster he's supposed to be. He is also going to lose this match against Pretty Ricky Starks, but that's not the point. The point is, I just wanted to make sure that is said out loud, that Lance Archer, I think it's time for you to be that monster that you could be.
Oh, he's definitely going to take that L, though.
I need them to book him stronger after this.
Yeah, because one thing we do know that the AEW does is they do listen to the crowd. And we know that Ricky Stark is that dude.
Pretty Ricky been gone for a minute too, so like it's time. Yeah, this is his first match back. He's gonna win. Brian Cage versus Dante Martin. I think I mean they could swerve us a little bit and give us Dante Martin as to beat Brian Cage, but I think they're gonna have Brian go over Dante, and so we'll get Ricky versus Brian Cage, and then Ethan versus Roosh in the quarter.
Ethan versus Bandito, I think. I think is
what. Oh, you think Ethan? Sorry, that's fair. Yeah. And then your final 2 is, I think it's Ethan and Ricky because they've been building the story.
Ethan and Ricky. Yeah.
That's
I totally agree.
For the chance at the world title.
Yeah, but then they're gonna have to get, because they do keep records over there, so they're gonna have Bandito rip off some wins for after that. Yeah, because then he's gonna start his AEW career 1-2 or some shit. So.
Yeah, but if you notice though, like I don't know if you noticed this, but starting off with some losses does not mean you won't build them back up.
True,
because their shows are so wrestling heavy. Or match heavy, I should say.
Yeah, you're right.
And also the matches on, Dark and Elevation, like those also count. So you don't even see those, but they still count in your counter, and they'll at least reference them. So I think it's possible, but I do agree with you. I think this tournament is tough because there's some dope people that are going to take some
great
losses.
Talent.
That you don't really want to lose. Like I love Eddie Kingston. I don't want to see him taking no more losses.
Definitely gonna take that L.
But
Eddie don't need to win. He doesn't need to win.
He doesn't
need to win.
He's so loved by the crowd. It doesn't matter how much he loses.
And I don't think he wants to be champion.
You don't think so? Really?
I don't know. I've heard some interviews. He always seems like he's one of those guys. Like, I don't want the attention. I don't want that. So it's like I think he comes across as like he doesn't feel deserving enough type of thing. You know, and he doesn't like the attention of it.
Interesting.
And yeah, but so like I don't know if he would want that, but
see, for me, I would like to see him.
I know he said he'd be proud of it though. He would like be happy, but then right away I think he'd like be happy to put somebody over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you know,
I don't know. I could be totally mistaken. Please don't like quote me with that. I could be totally mistaken.
It's a good point to make. When him and Moxley were a tag team, I actually really thought that they were going to have them beat the Bucks and win those titles. I thought that would have been a great time to do so as well. I think that would have been great. I don't know if you recall. I was sending you some of those matches and some of those promos. Like that was right when Outside was opening back up. So like some of the very first crowds back in wrestling when Eddie and John Moxley were walking to the ring to go fight the Bucks. And when I say those are some of the loudest reactions I have ever heard in my life, like
that's dope.
I really thought that was gonna be, you know, I mean, obviously it led to some other things. I think they wanted to really get into the Moxley Kenny Omega feud, which is I think why that they didn't win. But man, I really wanted them to win the tag titles.
That would have been great.
I thought that would have been great. But it didn't happen.
It's all good. Well, let me ask you this. Just to shift slightly, since we're talking tag teams, we will stick with tag teams.
Ooh, okay.
Swerve and Lee. Swerve is super heel right now, and I love every second of it. Swerve, the former kill shot. You know what I'm saying, the fantastic, you know, Swerve Strickland.
Not the former kill shot. You were really feeling this Lucha Underground. Sergio is on a Lucha Underground kick, ladies and gentlemen.
I am, you know, I put, you know, anybody from NEC, I talk about Prince Devitt. I shoot people out from all over wherever in the world that they have went out there and done this thing. Don't throw shade just because all of a sudden I've been brushing up on my knowledge of the sport.
To be clear, that was
not shade. It felt like there was shade coming with that comment.
I was telling you before, like I actually never got to watch Lucha Underground, but it was something I actually wanted to watch. And I kept just going, I need to watch that. Why haven't I watched this yet? And so you have beat me to the punch. It is the one thing in wrestling you have beat me to, and I'm proud of you, sir.
Yeah. But I'll be out there. I'll be shooting everybody out. If you went to somebody somewhere else, call Piper. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
He's in it. I love it. No, yeah.
Devitt.
Do we think Lee is gonna Keith Lee is going to follow his partner into the world, into the dark side?
And it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. They
have
in their glory. It's going to be.
They have an interesting multi-man tag scheduled for tomorrow. So it's Keith Lee
versus FTR,
it's Keith Lee and the Guns versus FTR and the Acclaimed. So it's like an 8-man, I think. Is that 4 and 4 is 8. It's an 8-man.
Yeah.
So
Swerve and Glory, FTR,
on
Guns.
One team. No. You got that wrong. Swerve and Our Glory and the Guns are in one team.
Right.
And the Acclaimed and FTR are on the face team. They're the face team. I mean, the match is gonna be fun as hell if they give it some time. But I'm just very like, what in the random is happening?
Well, it's interesting because then I think it's a storyline match, right?
Oh,
it's a match to give us a little bit more context. We're gonna see Keith Lee get dragged more into it because you see him becoming a little bit more and more accepting of the shenanigans of Swerve. You know, he's not questioning.
Participant right now.
Granted. I think Rick Ross might have bullied him into just changing the way that they were gonna go. I think they might have been going one direction and they're like, "Fuck it, let's just go over here."
Drink this rosé and shut up, is what he said essentially.
It was great.
I mean, it's gonna be a good time. I mean, tomorrow night's Dynamite is must see TV. Like, it's gonna be a really
I agree.
interesting because all the stuff with the Elite returning as well. Like, no one really knows when they're gonna return, but they know that they're returning. Colt Cabana having a whole match last week. That was newsworthy,
and it was a fun match. It was an actual fun match.
It was a fun match. It was a little
almost killed themselves in the beginning. You know, thank goodness for Danny Garcia for catching him, like he was in the outfield.
Straight up. But I do love, you know, I'm a feeler, so I'm a sucker for seeing a wrestler go out there and just really be like really genuinely happy to be there. And Colt coming out, getting that reaction that he got, like you knew it meant a lot to him. So that was really, really cool to see. And getting a moment with Chris Jericho. Like, I just feel like certain guys who've been in the game for so long and they get these matches with legends in AEW, you do get to see that a lot.
Awesome.
And so it's really fun to see it. That was a really nice, feel good, slightly petty moment to see on our TV screen.
It was good. I like the pettiness from Tony Khan. I did. It made me smile. I was like, ooh, nice.
The chuckle. I chuckled. Okay. It was like, oh.
It was great. It was great. It was a great moment. You saw him get all emotional. It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
But look, like we said, professional wrestling and sports entertainment has been a fantastic place. Like we said, we're seeing people from all over the world. I mean, really, I feel like we're closer and closer to a Forbidden Door WWE New Japan. I really think that might be something in our nearer future than we think. So I think that might be coming, but a lot of cool stuff. I will say this, and maybe we'll start doing this from time to time. But I'll go ahead and give some stuff because, I have been watching stuff. Go out on YouTube and check out some Lucha Underground matches. Yes. There are some really, really fun ones out there. You have, Prince Puma going out there, who is Ricochet, having matches with King Cuerno, who is Santos Escobar. And they have great matches together.
I do need to watch that. I was like, I need to watch that.
It was an amazing match. You have that. You have
it's giving Flippy.
You have Rey Mysterio. Oh, you know what? And we'll finish with that. We'll damn. Do I have time for that? Yeah, we have time. And then you have, for instance, Rey Mysterio and Ricochet or Prince Puma against Swerve Strickland, who was Killshot, and I can't think of the other guy's name. But they were in a tag team against each other. That was like a tag team match. Like great stuff. Like it was some of the most fun. And then the storylines, like they set it up. It felt like Mortal Kombat. It really did. Yeah. It was one of those. It's a shame that it was only 4 seasons, but it's kind of cool that it was only 4 seasons. You know what I mean? Because then you can go back.
That feels very digestible.
Yeah.
You can watch that and just go like, okay,
watch
cool.
it and feel kind of cool about it. But honestly, some of the most dope talent that we currently watch and enjoy was in Lucha Underground. So go ahead and check those out. Do you have any NXT or any matches? Heck yeah. Ricochet is heavily underrated. At one point, it is. It's crazy. This I mean, Ricochet should be top of the card. And granted, he does get shine on. He's always on TV, but I feel like it's not as highlighted as you want.
I think he's getting a rebuild right now, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it being
got a new fit. I appreciate it. I like it.
I'm okay with it being a little slow-ish because the top of the car is a little crowded right now.
We haven't even seen Kevin Owens on TV since September. So think about that.
That's
at
by
least we're
design,
getting him on TV.
Right? But also that's
I've seen him on TV.
Yeah. So I did want to say this real fast because I did allude to it earlier. On Friday, the Usos versus the New Day for the tag team championships and the record for being tag team champions.
Yep.
Who you got?
You know what's interesting? I part of me really wants to say the New Day. I really kind of want to say the New Day, and the reason I'm going to say the New Day is this. And you guys know how I feel about the Bloodline. Come on, it's not a question.
Absolutely.
I think this is where this is the descent of Sami Zayn. Sammy is going to be the one that costs them the chip. He's
Mm.
going to try to help or do something, get in the way and mess it up to the point that even Jimmy gonna be irritated about it. And then we're building it all the way up until we get to the shit show that is.
You ready?
Yes.
What if it's Kevin Owens that costs them the chips and not Sammy?
I mean that could be the thing too. And if he comes in there and then they're gonna be like, you got to deal with your friend. I mean, regardless, however it is, this is the end of the road, guys. This is
Think
it.
of the promos Kevin Owens can give to Sammy. I did this so you can see that they don't care about you. I did this for you. Da 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 da. Now, granted,
It'd be
you do
amazing
kinda-
television.
it'd be great television, but you do want to see the positive of keeping the title on the Usos and having the New Day lose is you could get Kevin Owens and Sammy versus the Usos for those chips, and then they can be the ones to dethrone them.
Which I would have loved. Yes.
So like it's tough. If we take Sammy out of the equation and it's just the Usos versus the New Day, and you've got
it's the Usos win.
But you've got Solo Sikoa as their third.
I mean, do you think? I think you save E, right? Don't you think they save E for not just a random?
I would love
Friday?
to say that they would, right?
Yeah.
But we've been watching WWE for how long now?
And you know what? He has been far more out and about and vocal and making appearances, and we've seen him far more than we have in a very long time.
Oh, this is a good one. He says if Bloodline falls, Solo is going to be a factor. Solo is being built up so tough. So are they thinking Solo could break off early?
Maybe.
That's interesting.
Maybe. They're definitely building him. They're building him. You could even tell how they're building him because they didn't even allow Jake Paul to get close to him.
Truth. And that was just a stare down, right?
That was just a stare down. They didn't want, because they don't want Jake to look away. They don't want, so they stop it right beforehand. So you can see how they're building him. But I mean, look, he is somebody that I think, me personally, I think Solo needs to, again, keep with the bloodline. I think that's a great thing. You can keep that going for years.
I think you keep them together for a while, yeah.
You keep them together, and you have him go after Gunther and them. I think that's the Intercontinental. I think that's the one, because if you don't remember, they had a great match for the what is it? The U.S. title, one of them titles.
North
American title. It was for the North American title. It was in NXT, and that was a great match. So they can put on a show. See that I think that would be the move.
Yeah, I feel that. I think Friday Night SmackDown is must-see TV though. That match is must-see TV. Like I'm tuning in for Friday for that. After I see Black Panther, but that's not the
for sure.
One time for.
Really quick, one time for. Okay, speaking of flippy floppies and monsters and big guys, Braun Strowman went out on Twitter. Dre, would you happen to have those tweets?
I can get them pulled up.
Yes. So he went on Twitter, and Dre is going to go ahead and read these tweets for you. But it seemed like he put his foot in his mouth, because he had a number of people go ahead and shoot back at him. This is going to be the last little portion of the show. We're going to close the show out with this one. But we got to get y'all thoughts. So we have to talk about, like, I don't have a donkey of the day segment on this show, but maybe just like a jackass of the week, because this dude definitely, I feel like this definitely wasn't a work moment. I think this was just a dude putting his foot in his mouth moment. Or maybe I could be mistaken. Maybe I could just be a mark like the rest of them.
I think he put his foot in his mouth so much he deleted those tweets, which is hilarious.
Get out of here! No, he did not.
They are not present.
Wait up. Well, let me see if I can.
But I can actually.
I know we can locate these joints.
Yeah, I'm. This is funny.
No, see, you got me out here on Instagram. Yo, Instagram done changed they damn thingy. How the heck? Dominic Mysterio, 11 years today. Who is this woman? That's not Rhea Ripley.
I mean, essentially what he said was,
Yes, they can't
check
find it.
me and Omas, he was tweeting at Omas and
really?
basically said that we had, this great match between a monster and a giant, and showed the internet wrestling community that flippy shit, the flippy wrestling is for dorks and blah blah blah. Basically,
Right.
just talking. He instead of just saying, "Hey, we had a really great match. This was fun. Shout out to Crown Jewel."
Omas carried you.
He wanted to talk about how much he wanted to stir up the pot, stir up some controversy, which he said in other tweets, subsequent tweets, right? That he wanted to stir up the internet wrestling community. And that's why he said what he said. I'll just say this, and I'm gonna call it a day on Mr. Strowman. Braun is boring unless he is fighting someone we care about.
I agree with this.
Everyone likes
flippy
wrestling. Most of us like it all because it's wrestling. All of it. Everything needs it. A good David and Goliath story is the jam, and it always has been. And
you know how we like flippy wrestling? Look at the border of this show.
I mean, in that part.
That's
and just like
flippy wrestling all day.
Braun Strowman is the type of dude, because he was also talking about indie wrestlers and like how, the people who were responding to him negatively, he was like, I'm on a plane.
Like, I will buy and sell you, homie.
Right. He was basically saying like, oh, I'm on a plane after being on a major premium live event, and you guys are all at the indies bingo hall or whatever. And it's just like, dude, you were just headlining an indie show that failed.
I got it better when Ali hit him with the tell me how to get fired. It's like, because this dude got fired and he was begging to leave, literally begging on everywhere anyone would listen, please fire me. They were like, no, you're too valuable.
It's just, to me, we've talked about this when
he's doing, by the way, great stuff with Bobby Lashley yesterday also. Like that segment where he's talking Ali,
yes.
That was Ali's doing some great stuff too. Seeing Ali highlighted right now is really, really cool.
Mustafa Ali should have a very long career. You know what I mean? Like, and like he should have a very long career. He's amazing.
And he should have some of those middle card titles. He should have the American Championship. The United States Championship. He should have the Intercontinental Championship.
I think I think all that's next year. Like, and he needs and deserves.
Ricochet too. Ricochet. Yeah. Personally, I personally would like to see him eventually a push, like a year or two down the line. Give him one of the best, because he can do it. Yeah. I'd be happy to see.
Absolutely, but on this point of Braun Strowman being an internet troll, Braun Strowman's an internet troll, and all he did was he just wanted to stir up some controversy, whether he believed what he was saying or not.
The flippy stuff him damn self.
That part. And it's just stupid. It's so dumb. We talked about this with the brawl out stuff. Like, it's really free to shut the hell up. It's just free. It's free. It doesn't ostracize you from your coworkers and your peers. Like, why would you want that on your head? I don't care how big you are. Why would you want that on your head? And on top of that, why you throw Omos in this? He was minding his business in Nigeria, seeing his family. Like, why?
He was chilling. Almost put on a great match. He did.
Why would you throw him into this? Like, it's just stupid. And I'm really tired of anybody in any profession feeling the need to pull out their Twitter fingers and just really make it so much harder for folks to be fans of them.
I'm telling you, making it so difficult. And again, the people that you came at, all of them are fantastic. Each and every one of them. Ali, Ricochet.
Will Ospreay's response was pretty amazing.
First of all, Will Ospreay, the Seth Rollins of the UK, is just fantastic. He goes out there and just blows me away every time I see him.
You were blown away by Will with a roundabout forbidden door. He was like, who is Will Ospreay?
First of all,
and I need to know more. And I'm like, yes, you do.
My man swag. the kimono robe joint. What?
We need to get Serge an Ospreay robe. We need to get that for Christmas so he can have that.
Please. I will rock the shit out of that. Like, are you kidding me? Yo, that role, he comes out there with that joint. Oh, I'm here for the whole vibe. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you guys know me. Like, I'm realizing again, the more you watch it, the more you realize the styles you like. That everything from Japan is amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. I love the strong
That hard
style,
hit
watching
strong
what they're
style,
doing.
yes.
Love what they do, and then I love the lucha style. So give me a little bit of that. And anybody who could do the combo of the two and who's worked in both places, come on, let's get it.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I think that's about the time we got today. That was a good one. That was a good one, guys.
Yes.
Salute to Black Panther. Enjoy that when you go ahead and see that. With that being said, guys, make sure, thank you so much for watching today. And if you like what you watch, please like, share, and subscribe to this video amongst all the other ones. We have them all online as well, right here on the fastest growing YouTube channel in all of combat sports. That is the Scrap News. I am one half of your hosting duo, SERG VICENTE. You can find me the Fight Podcast. Check out everything at the Fight Podcast as well. Like, share, and subscribe there as well. Check out, we actually have a breakdown of UFC 281 right there. Give my picks, betting odds, all that good stuff. Check that out. Dre, anything before we get out of here?
You can find me right there on Twitter for now, maybe, possibly. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there, but
None of us know. Don't none of us know.
We all are just like we open Twitter every day. Like, are we still in this mug? I guess we're still here for a second.
I'm waiting to hear when Black Twitter moves somewhere else. Y'all just tell me I'm here with y'all.
Listen, I'm following Black Planet on Twitter right now to see when I can actually log in.
Man.
But yes, I'm there, Miss Dre 20 on Twitter. I'm Miss Dre Day on Instagram. You can see me there just doing my thing, and say what's up, say hi, like, share, and subscribe.
There it is. Like, share, and subscribe. And always, yes, wait, you can follow me as well. Wait, hold up. What we got? We got comments before we get out of here. Black Planet still exists? Possibly. Yes. Who knows?
I follow them on Twitter. It's a thing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But before we get you guys out of here, we're going to leave you with the wise words from someone who has been a scholar of music, someone who is one of the best A&Rs in the game. This person is someone who is, you know what? We just call him one of the GOATs. Fat Joe, tell him something.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.